I just completely changed the front end of my 2026 TRD Rally Tundra, and honestly, with all the heritage parts in this truck, this is how it should have come from the factory. Yota Xpedition hooked me up with their TRD Pro Style grill, and honestly, it looks like it's factory. It has the heritage lettering, it's got the Raptor lights, which ours are smoked by the way, and then we can't forget about the light bar. So let's get into the install and I'll show you some things that trip me up and give my final thoughts on the Yota Xpedition TRD Pro Style grill. So this package from Yota Xpedition is great. It comes with everything you need to install it. It's got the heritage lettering, the light bar, the Raptor lights, and the grill assembly. It's just fully packaged with all the wiring, ready to go, ready to install, and they have a great video online to help you along the way. With everything laid out, we're ready to get the factory grill off. Start by removing the 4 12mm bolts and the 2 clips up top. Then there are 4 connectors to unplug, 2 on the passenger side and 2 on the driver's side. If your truck doesn't have the front-facing camera, you'll only have 1 connector on that side. In the Yota Xpedition video, they do recommend having a really long 1/4 inch extension. And I definitely agree. The 4 bolts behind the grill are pretty hard to reach, and there really isn't enough clearance to stack multiple shorter extensions together. Now that we got the bolts from the front of the grill and on top, we're gonna move to the wheel well. There are 4 bolts under here, and I'll give you a better shot, but we're gonna take all these 4 bolts, we're gonna pop this trim out, it's gonna kind of release the bumper. So we're gonna peel back the fender liner here, kind of push it on the wheel. So here's these clips, you can see they have a little tab here. If you press in this tab, there's the next one, push in the tab, push the fender liner out. There we go. There we go. That is terrifying, but if you kind of get your fingers under by the headlight, you can kind of get a good place to pry and get it open. Let's go back to the other side. God, that's scary. There we go. All right. All right, so now that we got clips out on both sides, all the bolts, there should be hooks in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift up and back with this, and if we got it taken care of, it should come right off. Now before you do this, I recommend having somewhere to set this down because you don't want to set this on the ground, you don't want to get scratched. I have the ping pong table over here that I'm going to set it on top of some cardboard. So here we go. Uh-oh. There we go. And we got the whole grill off. All right, so now we got the grill on the table. There's a few parts to it. There's this air shroud. I gotta take off 6 bolts, and then there's a ton of screws that go around the actual grill before we can take it off. So I think I'm just gonna show a few bits and pieces here because the full video from Yota has it. Just gonna skip through this. So now that we got all the screws out, we're gonna go ahead and take off what people call the mustache. It has the same style of clips as the fender flares did, so all you have to do is kind of push in the tab and pull out. There's a joke in there somewhere. All right, we got the front fascia off. Now that we have the mustache off, we're gonna take off these side trim pieces. They have 7 clips, so I'm gonna go ahead and take those off now. Oh, well, you definitely want to be careful with that. Luckily, no scratches, we're good. On to the other side. All right, so now that we got those side pieces off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip the bumper around so I can get access to that, because we're gonna take off the bottom part of the front bumper. And then following that, we're gonna take off the trim that says Tundra. There we go. And we got this part out. So before we go any further, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this Toyota safety sensor. Now that we got the sensor out, we can go around and start pulling clips to get the grill out of here. Almost forgot. We have to take the camera out. And we get the whole thing off. It's pretty flimsy, so be careful. We're gonna go ahead and move the old one, grab the new one, but don't forget these two pieces here for the safety sensor. So now that we got everything off the old grill, first thing we're going to do is put that TSS cover back. Should just snap into place. And then we're going to flip this over. And the first thing we're going to install is the Raptor lights. So here we have the smoked Raptor lights. So now that we have the Raptor lights in, we're going to go ahead and put in the light bar. We have the clear one. They do sell in amber. There we go. All right, now that we've got the light bar in, the next thing is to put the Toyota letters in. We have our Toyota letters. We're gonna go ahead and set it into place. It's gonna look so sick. Can't wait to get it on there. All right, so the next thing we wanna make sure to do is install the TSS. All right, now the next thing is gonna be the camera. It isn't drilled out yet. We got a step bit for that, so hopefully it goes smooth because I don't wanna screw this up. All right, this is the part I've been most nervous for. We have a step bit and we're just gonna go right in the middle and go until we meet the outside diameter. There we go. Might be a little big, but it looks pretty good. All right, so now we got the hole drilled out. We're gonna flip this over and get our bracket on, and that has T6 Torx screws. The camera only fits in their bracket one way, and I believe we are ready to put this in the grill assembly. All right, now that we have our camera and everything in the new Pro style grill, we're gonna go ahead and try to start reassembling this. Before I forget, I'm gonna plug in the safety sensor. The camera is too short, so I think we're gonna have to take out this clip. So this issue we ran into was the camera wiring runs along here, and as you can see, it's too short to plug into the plug. Now I measured the original grill, it's about 8 inches. This distance from the top of the grill to the camera mount is about 10. So what I went ahead and did tonight, I disconnected all these clips, and once you do that, there's clearly enough room to run it. So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to tuck it along the inside of the light bar here, kind of keep it out of the way. We'll use some zip ties, I'll do that later, but just a little heads up if you have the camera. If you don't have the camera, obviously you don't have to worry about this. So for the wiring job, I took that camera wire and I actually ran it underneath the Heritage logo. I took out the screw and put it underneath it to kind of hold it in place. And for the light bar, I did the exact same thing on the opposite side, and then I ran the wires out to the top right of the grill assembly. As for the Raptor lights, I ran the wiring just above the Toyota logo along the grill frame. I actually ended up drilling a few holes too, just so I could zip tie the wiring to them. At the end of the day, I don't think drilling holes is necessary, but I just wanted to make sure there were no wiring or zip ties showing when I got the grill mounted back on the truck. All right, now we're gonna put that air shroud back in. Remember to put your clips back in, the part that it threads into. There's 6 of them. There we go, it just falls into place. Go ahead and plug that back in before I forget. All right, now that we got that last bolt in there, we can go ahead and get the bumper back on the truck. So wiring is pretty straightforward. All the wires come up on the left side of the grill. We tuck them under this side panel. This pops out really easy. And then from here you can see where my fuse tab goes into the fuse box. We pull it in from the bottom. And then the wiring for the light bar goes along this windshield cowl, comes out over here, and then into the firewall there. I'll have a better view of that, you can see. So what's cool is Yota actually includes this mounting bolt to bolt the relay to your hood strut, so it's a good place to mount that. The one issue I did run into is the ground wire. The eyelet is too small to fit on the ground of the battery, so I just had to snip it with some snips to get it to fit around. But other than that, the wiring was super easy, super clean install, and the light bar works great. All right, so for inside the cab, Yota actually includes two options. They include a square switch, but see, the problem is all mine are full from the factory. They also included just a regular on-off switch, but I went ahead and purchased a TRD rectangle light bar button from Rave Off-Road and just wired it up to their light bar, and it works great. With everything wired up, I took my truck to a local field to see what the light bar actually adds. And with the light bar on, the biggest difference I noticed is how much wider it throws the light. You get a lot more visibility off of the sides, which should be really useful on dark back roads, especially where deer are common. All right, and that's a wrap. We got the Yota Xpedition TRD Pro Style grill installed. And honestly, I just keep catching myself looking back at the truck when I park it. You know, something about seeing the heritage lettering on there, it hits different. I think Toyota should have had the TRD Rally come with the heritage lettering. Now, maybe not the light bar and obviously not like the Raptor lights. It's a heritage truck. I think it deserves the heritage lettering. I love it. I would highly recommend it. I hope the install video helped you guys. There's a couple little bumps in the road that I ran into, and hopefully it saves you guys some time, like with the camera wiring. But got plenty more videos coming, more ownership videos, just crossed 2,000 miles, more installs, and more opinion pieces. If you enjoyed the video, drop a sub, hit that like button, and we'll catch you in the next one.